Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is JULYESVICKA Gita Darmahatari and I want to give you a spoiler from this book. Here is it. The title of this book is Goodnight, Tweetheart by Teresa Medeiros. So to start the story, I will read the sentence in the back of the book. So it have a question. The question is, can two strangers who meet by chance find the love of a lifetime? Best-selling author Abigail Donovan almost won the Pulitzer Prize and did win Oprah's stamp of approval. So why is spending her days and nights hiding in her expensive New York City condo with only her two cats for company? When her publicist drags her into the world of social media, Abby figures she will meet some 14-year-old living in his mom's basement. But instead, she finds Mark Baynard, a sexy and quick-witted English professor traveling the world in search of adventures. Although she tries to resist his charms, Mark begins to shatter Abby's writer block one weekly funny encounter at a time. But just once she begins to write and live again, Abby discovers Mark is hiding a secret that could change both of their lives together. So, here is it. The story began on Saturday, 23 April at 9:47 a.m. Abby started her morning safely, took away in an upscale bookstore's version of a green room. She is having a talk with her manager, Natalie, and then they are talking about another author. That is Claire Carroll. So the author of both The Bunny is coming to a reading today. Unpredictable, Abby meet Miss Davenport. You know, the lady who is supposed to do to the other reading today. After the meeting, Abby checked her email and then got an email from her publicist, that is Hillary's. Hillary told Abby to sign in a Twitter account today because she obviously cannot be trusted to do it herself any more than she can be trusted to finish chapter 5 of her new book. A lot of writers, the ones who are still actually writing, are finding Twitter a great way to maintain a rapport with their readers without investing much time or creative energy. They use their hefty royalty checks to hire assistants who impersonate them online while they finish their books on time. Abby clicked on the link Hillary had sent, then used the login information to access her account. According to the page that popped up, she was now username Abby_Donovan, and she already had 17 followers. Having followers made her feel like some sort of cookie religious cult leader. Suddenly, an empty box invited her to answer one simple question, that is, what's happening? Her fingers hovered over the keys, torn between typing, none of your business, and then, I'm throwing myself a pity party bunny custom optional. Apparently, a user of Twitter had better things to do with their time than upload her shallow witticism. She drummed her fingers on the MacBook's touchpad for a minute, then typed, "Hello, is anybody out there?" And then she refreshed her screen 2 times in quick sessions. A message popped up on the screen rewarding her persistence, and then said, "Are you a virgin?" After that, they chit chat together and talk about anything. I think Abby is very comfort about this chit chat, about this chatting. Then he was gone, and she was left staring at the empty box he had left behind. She slid the cursor down to his last entry and clicked on his profile picture. According to his Twitter profile, his name was Mark Baynard. His location was "Wish you were here," and he didn't have a website. His bio consists of three simple words: dreamer in exile. So the next day, Monday, April 25 at around 3 p.m., they chat on Twitter as usual. Mark teaches Abby about using Twitter, like using some hashtag or make a tweet in 140 characters or less. Day by day, they are still chatting on Twitter and usually opening with "What are you wearing?" and closing with a "Goodnight, Tweetheart" by Mark. Abby wouldn't have dared tell her editor about the fear that paralyzed her every time she sat down at her computer to finish chapter 5 of her new book. And no one, not even her best friend, knew how adrift she'd feel since her father died. Her dad had always been her biggest cheerleader. He might have played the role of big tooth army guy for his troops, but he never missed a chance to help her with her homework or braid her hair before bedtime. She still remembered calling him late one night when she was writing her book and tearfully telling him she was having a trouble with a scene because the heroine's dad in the book was dying and she couldn't bear to write a death scene. So he had talked about it for a minute and then said, "That's okay, honey. Go ahead and finish me off. Everybody's gotta go sometime." So Abby hadn't realized until after her father died, and then there were hardly any picture of the three of them together. She had 4 days to forget all about Mark Baynard. After that, Mark always sends a direct message to Abby on a Twitter and asks about her daily life. And then surprisingly, they decided the date on Twitter. I think Twitter have a dating. It some in application have two dating. So next is, unfortunately, Mark admits all his lies to Abby after their second date. At the time, Abby saw a direct message on Twitter in all of Mark's honesty that he actually lied about him sending photos in various places, even though at the time he was in the hospital undergoing treatment. Mark Baynard confessed that he had lymphoma, as in cancer. Yeah. Currently, Mark is a facility that specializes in experimental treatments for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He admits he has been lying all this time and tells the truth that now he is just sitting in his hospital room with his laptop in semi-isolation, waiting for the mad scientists to come and harvest the stem cells. The stem cells. So finally, after many sweet to bitter memories, they both decided to have a good relationship and support each other and have even planned a 5 dating. So I think it's enough from me to tell some spoiler from this book, A Goodnight, Tweetheart. and it's so recommended. Don't forget to read this book, and then oh yeah, follow, subscribe, and then like my video. I think it's enough. So goodbye everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.